the Agricultural Wages Board has set wages, minimum wages for farm workers since the Second World War. And it's provided stability for the industry, it's provided a reasonable wage for workers, and has ensured that each year pay across the country is negotiated and implemented fairly. That lot over there, the Lib Dem Tory coalition, are looking to abolish the Wages Board because they say it's bureaucratic red tape. So they want to abolish it and set us all back on national minimum wage standards. Now, what will that mean for us? That will mean that a farm worker who currently earns something like, as a basic, on a standard farm worker is earning something like £7.20 an hour at the moment, just around what is called the living wage. That will go. Any new contracts will be based on national minimum wage rates. As well as that, overtime rates in an industry which is dependent on long hours and overtime rates will go. And this will affect farm workers who work on days like this and worse, providing the food that we all rely on and keeping the countryside as we all like to see it. So we're an industry that faces lots of problems, and the solution to those problems is certainly not the abolition of the Wages Board, which at least gives farm workers a semblance of fairness and equality when it comes to pay.
To be here on behalf of the TUC to send you solidarity and greetings, and to join you in what I see as a battle for the future of rural Britain. You know, for some people, maybe in the elite, rural Britain is somewhere where you have country suppers and you ride horses and you have lots of LOL. But for tens of thousands of people, the countryside is a place of hard labour. And we know that already in the UK today, there are 5 million people who are low paid and exploited. And this government wants to add another 150,000 agricultural workers to that number. Well, we know that if the board goes, then we'll have more women on temporary contracts, more likely to be on temporary contracts. We'll have more migrant workers exploited, and we'll have children who'll be left vulnerable as a direct result of abolition of that board.
We've got a few more weeks. They're going to have to take a vote here, and it's very unlikely that many of the Tories are going to change their mind. But what I ask all of you to do is concentrate on the Liberals. I'm meeting mine. He's refused to meet me 3 times so far, but he's agreed to meet me today. Get on to those Liberals. Get on to them on Facebook. Get on to them on Twitter. Get on to them in the local press. Get outside their constituencies, because they're the ones that will decide whether we're going to keep the Agricultural Wages Board or not.
So, Mr. Heath, the consultation that he's done shows that over the next 10 years, cutting the AWB will save government no money at all. It will cost those on the ground £240 million in lost wages and lost pay, and lost holiday pay and lost sickness pay. And that money is a direct transfer to the employers. So that £240 million goes out of your pockets, out of the pockets of your members, out of the rural high street and the pubs and the farm shops and the supermarkets, and goes into the pockets of employers. We just do not think that that is fair. And when David Cameron talks about the future and talks about how he's going to win the next election, he isn't going to do it by making people in rural areas finding it harder to work a living, to make a living, and finding it harder to get on.